Welcome to Sundial Cottage, the home of Penpont Keir and Tinran Heritage Centre in Maburn Road, Penpont, near Thornhill. It was the birthplace of Penpont's most famous son, Joseph Thomson, the well-known African explorer, who was born here in 1858. The museum was created by the Joseph Thomson Group when the house was vacated by its previous owner, Mrs. Jean Carson, a tenant for over 70 years, who altered almost none of the house's original Victorian features, keeping it like a time capsule. It remains much as it was when Joseph lived here, up until the age of 10. Within the house, in the Thomson room, visitors can learn about Joseph's remarkable life, with material collated and written by the group together with newspaper articles. The box bed is now occupied by a replica built by traditional methods. This is a first edition biography written by Joseph Thomson's brother, containing a signed photograph and an early copy of Through Masai Land, which Thomson wrote after his most famous expedition, one of his many books and papers. On display there are several artifacts, including Thomson's own telescope and Moroccan daggers, along with several more modern examples of Masai beadwork. A rather unlikely item is this brick, made by Thomson's family when they ran a brickworks. There are many examples of Thomson's legacy, such as the Thomson Gazelle, Thomson Falls, and many other objects and places that bear his name. The room on the right of the front door is dedicated to local history, of our churches, schools, businesses, and of course our families. Here rests the weather vane of Penpont Church, that looked over the village from 1868 to 1996, when a replacement was made by the famous blacksmith Edward Merton, MBE. Another important part of local history is Kirkpatrick Macmillan's invention, the first pedal cycle, built at Court Hill in Keir before his famous ride to Glasgow. We have a model of it here. Many local artifacts are displayed here, and we rotate them as appropriate. The kitchen now houses the centre's display of irons, some used by tailors and others in the home, before the village received electricity in 1933. This room also contains a sandstone cantilever staircase, a very unusual feature in cottages like this one. It was built by Thomson's father, William, a stonemason, in order to open up the attic space to accommodate his 5 sons. Outside the back of the house, the original boiler and wash house are still present. The boiler and mangle were still being used by Mrs. Carson during her time in the house, and she loved to demonstrate them to visiting school children as part of their topic on the Victorians. Next to the boiler is an empty water pump housing that would have been used to fill it from a well in the field behind. These sandstone steps are the originals, and are well worn by the Thomson brothers' tackety boots. When the house was being re-slated, 2 pairs were found in the roof space. We like to think the smaller was Joseph's, placed there as was the custom. Here in the garden is the only privy and pigsty left in the village, used until our toilet was installed in the 1950s. This would have been where the family fattened their pig on household scraps, until it ended up salted in the kitchen. The annex, also built by William Thomson, was the armoury for the Penpont Rifle Volunteers, formed in 1869 when a Sergeant Sinclair occupied the house. The windows all have bars on them to protect the guns and ammunition. Here you can learn about the local men who prepared for a possible French invasion. This room is the one they used as a headquarters, until they merged with the Thornhill Rifle Volunteers in 1885. It also tells the story of a local man, John Ross, who fought at the Battle of Waterloo, and whose headstone is in the Penpont graveyard. When it is again safe to do so, we hope to welcome you in 2021. Until then, let Thomson's motto be ours too. Ci va piano, va sano. Ci va sano, va lontano. He who goes gently goes safely. He who goes safely goes far.